Neutopia, 1990 Hudson Soft on the TurboGrafx-16. This is a take on Zelda, I guess. You'll see it's very similar to Zelda in a lot of ways. Better graphics, released a few years after, and it was released on the TurboGrafx-16, which, if you're not aware of it, it was a competitor to the Sega Genesis and much later the Super Nintendo. However, Sega never really considered it much of a threat or much of a competitor, so they just kind of ignored it, and NEC just kept on doing their little thing for a while. And I was always a big fan of the TurboGrafx, only because it was very unique, very different. It had games that were on CD, and I can probably show some of those in subsequent videos, but here we are where there was a princess that was kidnapped by Dearth, and I can't remember, Gisetta or something like that. So basically I just kind of show up to this place one day, and this lady says, oh, well, the princess was kidnapped and the 8 medallions are missing. Go and get them back and return peace to the city, or to the world. So I have my little sword and just gonna kind of walk around the world. I have not played this game in 15-20 years. I do believe I completed it back in the day, but I don't remember very much about this at all, so this is going to be new to you as much as it is to me for the most part. So here's some little like gel type creatures. There are actually some names for these enemies in the owner's manual that I might refer to if I can remember to do that. But this guy gives me a book that when I go to certain places, basically I can I get both. Basically I'm able to save my game, and also I can get a password if I don't have the save game feature, because not all TurboGrafx-16s had the ability, save memory. It was actually an add-on. So they would give you a password that you could jot down. And there I just showed my inventory screen, which I'll show again right here. Basically there's a compass that tells, the red point basically tells you where you want to go in order to get the next medallion. And then there's some inventory, which I don't have any of yet, and a map, which is useful only in dungeons. So I'm just going to walk around for a little while and kind of get an idea from some of these guys. Just going to give me little clues and whatever. I'm just going to gather some loot, and eventually I'll find my way to the first dungeon. So here I've just picked up the boom bombs. So just like in Zelda, those allow you to bomb walls and try to find hidden passages, but they can also inflict damage on yourself and enemies. And I also picked up a health potion, which will restore my health to full at any time. It's a one-use potion, so if I use it, I lose it. And just like Zelda, the control's kind of difficult if you're not lined up with the enemy just right, or if you swing too early or too late. The animations can prohibit your movement, and you can get caught up with enemies. Right there I picked up some wings, and those, I believe what they do is return you back to the old lady at any time, and she can heal you and you can save your game. So if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you want to save your game, you can use those. You fly back to her. I also picked up some cherries. The cherries are kind of like little hearts in Zelda. They basically restore some health. They don't restore the full thing. I'm not sure what restores the full thing besides the elixir. But they do restore 1 or 2 little health blocks. And at the top you can see I have 5 health blocks. And I'm full health. Unlike Zelda, if you have, at least with this sword, if you have full health, just swinging the sword doesn't shoot out a little, it doesn't shoot a sword across. I can't remember, maybe in subsequent, with better swords later on, that might do something, but right now it doesn't. So I'm just kind of going around. Everybody seems to live underground in this world. I want to say the name of this. I can't remember what the name of this world is. I'll have to figure that one out. But oh, it's actually called Neutopia. Well, that makes sense. So I wasn't sure if that was just a little play, but I guess, yeah, so that we're in Neutopia, and I'm fighting scorpions with my broadsword here. So I found another place. Everyone that I've kind of encountered so far has just kind of told me some nonsense, just basic stuff as far as, this is, go to the old woman and she can heal your health, or, avoid enemies or whatever. Similar to Zelda, like where if you left an enemy on the screen, and then you could have if you went, as long as you didn't go too far away from that screen, those enemies wouldn't respawn. In this game, even if you clear them all, they don't respawn unless you go a few ways away. So there's no reason to leave one enemy around. And here you can see I got hit, but luckily it doesn't push you off the screen. I'm not sure if in Zelda if it did that or not, but here, whenever you inflict damage or get damage inflicted on you, you always kind of fly backwards, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, I guess it's better than getting continually bombarded by the enemies. And the enemies do have some silly names, like those guys that I fought earlier. Those are called Mad Dogs, and they attack by throwing spears. Drop slime, those are those little slimy things, I believe. And then there's obviously scorpions, or scorpits, which they call it in the manual. And again, at this point in the game, I don't really remember where I'm supposed to go. For the first bit here, all I'm probably going to do is just kind of walk around and try to just meet the neighbors and get some loot. But I haven't found any gold yet, and here I am running out of health. So probably just postpone attacking for a while. Here's a woman, she wants to sell me some medicine for 200 bucks. I don't have any money yet, which is kind of silly. I think the money would be a little bit more prevalent. But I think to purchase, all you do is just kind of walk over it. If you have the money, it'll subtract the money and take the item. But again, A, I already have that item, and B, I don't have the money anyway. So I think at this point what I'm going to do is just probably find my way back to the old lady, and save, just so that I have some progress in this, and then just pick it up from there. But I just wanted to kind of, maybe I'll play more, but this is kind of NEC's TurboGrafx-16's nod to Zelda. They figured, hey, Zelda was pretty successful, let's create something very similar to it with slightly better graphics, very similar plot and gameplay, and then, just let people go with it. So here we are. This is part of the cool part, because do you wish to have a password? I say no here because I wanted to heal up first. I don't really think that mattered, but I have to leave the screen and I come back, and then I ask her again, then I ask her for a password. And I do have a memory card, or I do have the ability to save in my file cabinet, so I go ahead and I hit yes, and I select one of the save slots, and that'll do it for me for now. But check back soon, and I'll probably have a subsequent video for this, and I don't know how far I'll play, but yeah. Until next time, smell ya later.